There are smiles that make time stop, as if the whole world shrinks into a single moment. That line seems written especially for the smile of Yang Mie Mie, a smile that not only stirs the hearts of fans but also captures the gaze of you. Long her co-star, who can't seem to look away. Love doesn't always need flowery promises sometimes. Just one glance, one unexpected smile, is enough to be remembered forever. In the world of entertainment, there are countless smiles and thousands of beautiful moments. Yet, rarely do we witness a spark so powerful it makes the audience hold their breath. So, what is it about Yang Mie Mie's smile that holds such power? Why is it that a single expression, a fleeting light in her eyes, can make you long and millions of fans feel as if they've fallen in love all over again? In this video, we'll dive deeper into the secret behind that special smile, from hidden behind-the-scenes moments to the way it seems to write a love story more real than fiction between the two stars. So get ready, because you're about to step into a journey filled with romance, warmth, and unforgettable emotions. Wishing you all a joyful day. Let's begin this sweet story together. If there is one moment that proves the spotlight does not come from stage lights or elaborate sets, but from a single person, it would be the instant Yang Mie Mie smiles. The way her eyes curve gently, the glimmer of light in her pupils, and the subtle lift of her lips are enough to silence an entire film set for a heartbeat. Audiences may be dazzled by special effects or captivated by dialogue, but with just one smile, everything else fades into the background. And standing right there beside her, Yu Long, her co-star, often finds himself the sweetest victim of that fleeting magic. There was a scene once where Yu Long had to maintain a stern, serious expression. His character was meant to radiate authority and restraint, but the moment Yang Mie Mie smiled at him, his composure cracked. The camera kept rolling, but fans later noticed the exact second when Yu Long's gaze softened, his character slipping into the background. It wasn't a mistake. Enacting it was a man undone by a simple smile. Longtime fans even joked, "Forget the script. Just let her smile." And Yu Long doesn't need any lines to make a love scene work. It isn't only Yu Long who falls under this spell. Millions of fans feel the same. Online forums have overflowed with comments like, "That smile is why I believe in love. And every time she smiles, I stop whatever I'm doing just to look." Her smile is not staged, not forced. It carries a sincerity that makes it unforgettable. That authenticity is precisely why a small, ordinary moment transforms into something extraordinary. But what makes her smile truly powerful is that it isn't merely beautiful, it is layered with warmth and playfulness. There is kindness in the way her lips curve, but also a spark of mischief that makes hearts melt. For Yu Long, this effect is magnified. Behind the scenes, whenever she laughs or flashes that grin at staff or directors, his eyes instinctively follow. Paparazzi have even captured candid shots of him smiling unconsciously, as if her joy were contagious. The photos went viral, and fans quickly noticed the undeniable truth. No matter how hard he tried to maintain his cool, Yu Long simply could not resist Yang Mie Mie's charm. So why does her smile hold such irresistible power? A large part of it comes from its naturalness. In the entertainment world, smiles can often become tools used for PR, for maintaining image, or for pleasing an audience. Yet with Yang Mie Mie, people feel her genuineness. She doesn't smile because she must. She smiles because she truly feels joy in that moment. And that honesty disarms people. Even Yu Long himself once admitted, "Sometimes I forget my lines," just because she smiled. It was a confession that fans seized upon, interpreting it as proof that his admiration went beyond professionalism. At another level, her smile seems like an unspoken confession. Though neither Yu Long nor Yang Mie Mie has ever confirmed anything publicly, the way his gaze lingers on her lips when she laughs speaks volumes. Fans have pieced together their own love story from such moments. Some have even crowned them a destined couple, insisting fate brought together a man who can't look away and a woman whose smile could light up the darkest room. And so, what begins as a professional pairing on screen evolves into something greater in the eyes of the public. To fans, every smile becomes a verse in an unscripted romance, every look a secret shared. It is why their chemistry feels so raw, so alive. It is not only skillful acting, but the resonance of emotions that may very well be real, and this is only the beginning. In the next part, we'll step further behind the camera into the unseen world of backstage moments, where Yang Mie Mie's smile doesn't just disarm you long, but even leaves the entire crew convinced they are witnessing something much more than acting. On screen, Yang Mie Mie's smile is enchanting enough to captivate millions. But off-screen, away from carefully written scripts and choreographed movements, its effect is even stronger. In the backstage world, where there is no character to hide behind, her smile becomes pure, unfiltered, and perhaps even more dangerous to the heart of you long. There was one memorable shoot involving a rain scene. The actors were soaked to the skin. The night was cold, and the crew had already repeated the take multiple times. Exhaustion was clear on everyone's faces. But when the director finally called cut, Yang Mie Mie, instead of complaining, lifted her hand to shield her blushing face and let out a radiant smile. It was playful, almost childlike, and instantly dissolved the gloom of the long night. Yu Long, standing beside her, laughed despite himself and without hesitation draped his jacket around her shoulders, even though he was equally drenched. A crew member happened to snap a photo of this gesture, and when it surfaced online, it spread like wildfire. Fans weren't just seeing colleagues, they were witnessing tenderness. Moments like these became patterns. At press events and promotional tour, fans noticed a rhythm. Whenever Yang Mie Mie smiled, Yu Long's reaction was immediate. He would either smile along or his gaze would lock onto her as though no one else existed in the room. These subtle exchanges did not go unnoticed. Fans even coined a phrase, the unexpected eye collision, to describe those fleeting seconds when their looks met, and the atmosphere shifted from professional to deeply personal. Even when separated, the connection lingered. In a solo interview, Yu Long was asked what impressed him most about his co-star. He hesitated, chuckled, and finally confessed, "Her smile can destroy any seriousness I try to maintain." It was a simple line, but it carried weight. Within hours, clips of his response went viral, with fans declaring it a disguised love confession. It wasn't just the words. It was the softness in his tone, the sparkle in his eyes as he spoke her name. Behind the camera, the same story unfolded in small, unnoticed details. During breaks, Yu Long would often be seen adjusting Yang Mie Mie's hair, handing her a drink, or checking if she was comfortable. These gestures weren't dramatic, but they spoke volumes about his attentiveness. Crew members whispered that sometimes the pair seemed to forget they weren't alone. "Their eyes don't look like co-stars," one staff member admitted. "They look like two people in love who haven't realized how obvious it is to the rest of us." For audiences, this authenticity explained why their on-screen chemistry felt so raw. It wasn't simply skillful acting, it was the echo of something real, spilling over from backstage into the lens. Each candid photo, each fan-recorded clip became another page in a love story that blurred the lines between fiction and reality. And perhaps that's why fans grew so invested. Watching their drama was not just entertainment, it was an invitation to witness the unfolding of a relationship in real time. The laughter between takes, the subtle glances, and above all, Yang Mie Mie's smile, these were no longer private moments, but gifts to the audience who cherished them as their own. The magic of these behind-the-scenes glimpses is that they turn celebrities into human beings. They remind us that beyond the glamour and the lights, there are simple, honest emotions at play, warmth, affection, and maybe even love. And at the center of it all is a smile powerful enough to disarm Yu Long, enchant a film crew, and make the world believe in love once more. Now that we've peeked behind the curtain, the next step is even more fascinating. In the final part, we'll explore how fans themselves became part of this love story, creating a wave of support and affection that has transformed Yulong and Yang Mie Mie from just co-stars into a dream couple celebrated worldwide. If Yulong and Yang Mie Mie are the leading characters in this love story written with smiles, then their fans are the chorus that keeps the melody alive. From behind-the-scenes snapshots to fleeting smiles on stage, the audience has transformed into storytellers themselves, recording, sharing, and turning these moments into memories cherished by millions. On social media, the effect is undeniable. Whenever Yang Mie Mie smiles, hashtags such as hashtag Yang Mie Mie smile or hashtag Yulong eyes for Mie skyrocket to the top of trending lists. This doesn't just reflect her star power, it shows the public's fascination with the subtle yet unmistakable bond between the two actors. Fans create video edits, compiling every glance Yulong casts toward Yang Mie Mie, setting them to romantic soundtracks. These edits often rack up millions of views in days. People aren't just watching two stars there, living alongside a love story that feels as real as their own. What makes this phenomenon extraordinary is the fan culture that surrounds them. Instead of gossip or intrusive speculation, the majority of fans have chosen a different path to protect and support. Discussions are lively, but almost always end with messages like, "As long as they're happy, we'll be here for them." One major fan page once wrote, "They may never say it outright, but love doesn't always need words." You can see it in her smile and in his eyes. Fans have even expressed their support through grand gestures. At one fan meeting, as Yang Mie Mie appeared on stage with Yulong, the entire audience raised banners that read, "Keep smiling, we'll always be watching over you." Overwhelmed, Yang Mie Mie turned away briefly to wipe her tears, while Yulong, true to form, stood quietly beside her, his gaze full of tenderness. It was a moment that crystallized everything fans had believed. This connection was real, and it was worth guarding. What began as admiration for two talented actors has evolved into something much bigger. Fans now see themselves as part of the narrative, curators of a love story that feels both intimate and universal. Each photo, each candid clip adds another chapter to this collective romance. And the beauty lies in how these fans treat their story with respect, warmth, and an almost parental pride. It's rare in the entertainment world to see such harmony. So often, rumors and scandals overshadow genuine connections. But with Yulong and Yang Mie Mie, the opposite has occurred. Their fans don't demand confessions, they don't pressure for answers. Instead, they create a safe space where both stars can continue to shine, free from fear of judgment. If anything, the community has amplified their story, turning them into a dream couple celebrated far beyond the borders of their industry. And perhaps that's the true power of love in the spotlight. It ceases to belong only to the two who feel it. It becomes something larger, something carried and nurtured by the people who believe in it. If one day Yulong and Yang Mie Mie ever choose to make their relationship official, it won't be met with controversy. It will be greeted with applause, cheers, and tears of joy from fans who feel they've been there from the very beginning. From a simple, heartfelt smile, Yang Mie Mie has touched not only Yulong's heart, but also the hearts of countless admirers. And because of this shared belief, this collective witness, their story transcends the screen. It becomes a memory etched into the lives of those who followed along, a memory that is pure, radiant, and unforgettable. So, if you are reading this, take a moment to smile yourself. Somewhere, someone might be watching you with the same tenderness Yulong has for Yang Mie Mie. And just like that, the cycle continues. One smile, one look, and a new story begins.